Hey guys, welcome back to A Dog's Breakfast.
Hello everyone.
Another week. Bit different this week with, what is it? Good Friday?
Yeah, Good Friday, long weekend.
Long weekend and a couple of things have changed. Here we are, doing a bit of video along with our audio.
Yeah.
It's a first. Hopefully it works out, we're not too sure.
We have no idea and that's why it's a fucking dog's breakfast.
We're not tech gurus. If you could see what's going on in the background here, you'd definitely notice.
You'd be concerned with...
Probably a fire hazard.
You'd be like, are those people okay?
Luckily we only rent here, so we'll test it out here.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did say at the start of our podcast that we're pretty big foodies, like love our food, and we seem to end up back on the food train again this week. Always
on the food, and the reason is because it's really all Trent's fault.
Yeah, I created this monster.
Correct. So this week Trent bought me these cookie bites, and they're like Milky Bar cookie bites. He bought them for me, and I was like, oh my god, these were my childhood favourites. I loved these.
I had no idea.
Yes, you didn't know, but I honestly was obsessed with these. Basically, they're like these little cookie balls that are covered in Milky Bar chocolate, white chocolate.
Yep.
Love them. And I thought they were completely discontinued. I thought that this chocolate didn't exist.
I'd never seen them till...
But you know that I love like milk and cookies things, yeah. So I thought they were discontinued. Long story short, it made me reminisce on the things that I thought were discontinued, and I kind of went on this big rampage going, what are the other foods that are out there that I either A, think are discontinued and they're not, and that are discontinued and I'm like, Australia, bring them back.
Yeah, even foods, drinks, just childhood memories.
Yeah,
and mostly Australian, I'd guess.
Exactly. So these Milky Bar bites, not discontinued. I'm really excited. I'm so happy. Thank you, babe.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We've started an addiction.
Absolutely. No, we've just reignited the...
Yeah, the addiction was... The addiction was underlying.
Yeah.
I've just ignited it.
Exactly. So I've got a few items here that I've looked at. Treno hasn't really seen a lot of these, but some memories for me.
I was bogged down in the tech side of things this afternoon.
So, Burger Man.
Oh,
How good are they?
A treat. At the tuck shop.
At the tuck shop at school?
Yep. Tuck shop,
no
unbelievable.
Words.
And they were cheap. Like, if you had to rate them, like price-wise and taste, they were bang for buck. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Probably $1.50 for a big bag of them. And you used to get all the, like, they were tomatoey.
Yeah, they were like a tomato sauce kind of powder flavour.
And you'd get that like all over your hands and you just...
Oh my god,
absolute
they were
mess.
So good. And you'd be like, am I going to bite the legs or the head first?
Yeah, you bite the heads
or you just eat it all. Oh, and they were so good.
Yeah.
Alright.
I haven't seen them since, unless they're in like a...
Haven't?
The Real McCoy is the brand of them. I've seen that brand. I can't remember where, like, obviously food, but I can't remember.
No, they do make other chips, right?
Yeah,
they make like other like original ones and stuff like that. But
yeah, we should go on a search and see how many of these things we can find. That'd be cool.
Definitely. So I've got other ones. So I love Hubba Bubba. What I don't like is that I feel like the flavour lasts for like 2 chews and it's gone.
Done. I don't think it used to be like that as a kid.
It probably was, but because our mouths were so small, like now I can chew away.
Yeah.
Super quick. But there was flavours, and I know there was like peach flavour, and then I looked and there was apple flavour, cola flavour. Where are they?
Cola was good. Yeah. I remember cola.
But where are they now? Like, where are those flavours?
So now there's only grape and original. Original's terrible.
And strawberry. I'm pretty sure there's also strawberry.
Yeah.
But I love original.
Original's average.
Oh, so
good.
Grapes,
so good. Yeah, best on ground, easy. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And same as like, off topic, but grape Gatorade tastes exactly the same as grape Hubba Bubba. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
probably
definitely.
Not really for you, but it's great.
But I'm like, they need to bring back those flavours.
Yeah.
To me, they're really important, and Australia we should be creating petitions to bring those back in. because I need it in my life. So
Wonder if you'd get a few signatures.
I think so.
Anyone out there
Back me up,
wants
please.
to back the petition, we can kick one off and see how we go.
Be here for me. Yeah. Stand with me.
Another one here, Yowie chocolate. Now this one hits home because I had an uncle that when I was probably 10 or 11, he had this massive Yowie chocolate collection, like the toys, because you used to get a little toy inside the chocolate Yowie.
Yeah, the little, like it would be something, right? A figurine.
Sort of like a Kinder Surprise.
Yeah,
but the Australian version, I'm guessing. Unbelievable chocolate, because it was Cadbury. Ooh, the best. And yeah, the little toys are pretty sick. So he had a full cabinet, like pretty high, and it was just full of shelves and every little
all
toy.
Yowie figurines.
All little toys. I don't know what he ever did with it when he moved, but I've never seen them since, so I might have to ask him.
That reminds me, when I was younger, I used to collect all the Macca's little toys that would come in the Happy Meals.
Yeah.
And I had like garbage bags full of of it.
And when you think back now, they're such useless.
They're useless. They added no value to my life. They're not. They don't do things.
They don't function. They're just a figurine virtually.
I mean, some of them were. There was one. Remember when you were younger? Those little. You'd look through it was like a camera and you'd click it and it would go to the next slide.
Oh, yeah, like a. Not like a. Is it a
I don't know
kaleidoscope?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, not a kaleidoscope, but yeah, it was that. And I had one of those in the Macca's toy. Like some of them were pretty legit back in the 90s.
Some were pretty cool, but there was none that were.
No,
not proper toys.
So there was when we were all younger, and those like 90s kids will definitely remember this, and obviously also 80s kids, where they were smoking sticks. So there was like all these like lollies that were basically like a cigarette pack, and they were called fads, and you would open the pack and you would pretend to smoke. And I think back to that and I'm like, we would pretend to smoke. And
you're like, oh, this is so cool. And they used to have like, so I remember when I was a teenager, they stopped they used to have a little red end on them that used to look like they were a light.
No way. I don't think I remember that.
Yeah. And they actually took that away and they just made them all white, which was apparently great. And then now you can't get them. And Big Boss sticks, they were sort of more like a cigar.
Big Boss sticks, they were so good. Oh, and they're like the nice, they're like but they're caramel almost. Like it's like a caramel. So good, so good. Cool. All right, the next one I've got. Ooh. Now, I used to have these in my lunches when I was young. And they were space food sticks. They were like these chocolate, almost like a thick fudge kind of texture.
Yeah, chewy sort of fudge.
Oh, what a treat. Yeah. That was such a treat.
And they're labelled as energy food, apparently, yeah.
Is that what it says? Yeah. Energy food.
I don't know.
That's not energy food.
I'd say it's just sugar food, but yeah.
That's not energy food.
That's energy. Sugar's energy.
Sugar is energy, but you shouldn't be going to the kids, here's your energy food.
Here's your energy sticks. Smack them down. Do you reckon they actually went to space with them?
They were fucking hard. Like I feel like they would make it in all atmospheres.
Like you could build a space shuttle out of them.
Yeah.
And then come back through the atmosphere fine.
Probably. I reckon.
Yeah, rocks. Pretty much rocks. Space rocks.
Yeah, they were. But there was like, you would have a chocolate flavour, you'd have caramel. The chocolate was the OG.
Yeah.
But it's really, they weren't.
I don't think I had them, but
flavourful.
they weren't like a staple. It might have been a treat.
Yeah, they weren't.
Rollups were mine. They were a staple, like the sweet. That's so
Rollups.
bad.
I wasn't really allowed a lot of roll-ups because I had braces top and bottom twice through school.
Yeah.
And so could you imagine braces and roll-ups? That's a combo you might not want to mix. So I wasn't really allowed that. And when I did have a minty ones, I popped one of the wires in the back of my mouth. So there was a good reason that my parents didn't give me real sticky lollies because I couldn't control myself, obviously.
Too many treats.
It was like, suck, it's okay, like don't bite it down, just chill, just leave it in your mouth. No.
Chew on it, blow it apart. Don't.
Yeah. I do love tiny teddies. Now, apparently, back in the day, and I barely remember these.
This was before your time, I think.
Yeah, I don't really remember these, but I would like to petition for them to come back, even though I've never had them. But they're tiny teddy dippers.
So just like the little tiny teddy in a pool.
Yeah.
I don't know what the flavour... I can't remember
Is
what flavour sauce it was. It must be like a...
So
like
you
white
got the
chocolate
tiny
sauce.
teddies in one part of the packet and then a little dipping sauce of like white chocolate, whatever it is,
Yeah.
icing, whatever.
Like icing or something.
Because I didn't try them, I feel like I need to try them because
Like
I love...
You've missed part of your childhood.
I feel like...
Yeah.
Definitely.
You've definitely missed.
I've missed out.
So they were unbelievable, but I think everybody will remember the Dunkaroos.
Dunkaroos.
But I remember
Dunkaroos!
the chocolate like that you used to dip them in
Yeah.
was like sugar. Like it didn't taste like chocolate. It was just so sweet.
Yeah, it was.
It must have been like an icing sort of
and
thing.
the actual biscuit of the Dunkaroo wasn't super sweet,
Yeah.
but the dipping of it was. You know what the Dunkaroo biscuits are to me?
What?
They're the McDonald's cookies. They taste exactly the same.
Macca's cookies.
Actually, the Macca's cookies are pretty sweet.
Dip them in a bit of soft serve.
Oh,
Yeah.
would like to have. I love McDonald's cookies. You know that.
They're good actually.
They're so
That's
good.
probably one of the decent things from McDonald's.
Yeah,
I don't like much from there.
I do. I like a lot from there, but that's okay. All right. When I was younger, going to like the fairs, what was it like, all the Eckers and stuff
Eckers
like
and,
that?
just local country shows and stuff as well.
Yeah. Birdie Beetle.
Show bags.
Show bag. I had to have the Birdie Beetle show bag. That's a staple. That is important. I needed to have that.
If you went to a show and you didn't get a Birdie Beetle show bag,
Did you go at all?
Most of the show bags had Birdie Beetles in them.
Yeah, like they had little
Like
combos.
they were just like they were inside most of the show bags, which was a treat.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't actually remember what the Birdie Beetles like tasted like though. Like I can't remember if there was something crunchy inside them or whether they were just
or if
straight
they were
chocolate.
just straight chocolate.
I can't remember.
I don't know, because I don't think they were like a Nestle or a Cadbury. Like I think Birdie Beetle was just on its own. Like it was its own little.
Yeah, I can't remember. Obviously I never paid any attention.
It was its own business. It stood on its own,
They didn't need no backing. They
They don't
did
need.
it.
Yeah, they're just Birdie Beetle.
No,
Just
unbelievable.
All right. Snacks for school. So a few here. Apparently, and I don't remember having them a lot, but I'm pretty sure I did. But there was Kraft Vegemite snacks. So it was like a cheese biscuit with Vegemite dippers. So essentially, it's like a Vegemite dipping with a biscuit.
I remember them as like the country cheese, like the Arnott's country cheese biscuit.
That's what they
that flavour.
Yes.
With the Vegemite dip. But there was a lot of Vegemite in that dip. Like I feel I would need double the biscuits to get through that amount of Vegemite.
Whereas for me, I'll probably be all right.
I can't
I
eat
love Vegemite.
chunks of Vegemite, but yeah.
I probably could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These were my favourite as a kid. The Dixie drumsticks. They were shaped in the little chicken drumstick leg.
Yeah.
And they're just like chicken flavoured biscuit.
Oh.
They were so nice.
Loved them.
Yeah. They're just like a little chicken leg.
Aren't they? Well, we've got like the chicken crimpy.
No. So these were shaped in the shape of a little
drumstick.
And they had the best flavour.
I used to have in my lunch these like I swear Mum used to get them from like Aldi or somewhere. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But they were like these biscuit with chocolate, and then it'd have M&Ms on, and it'd be like an M&M biscuit, a Twix biscuit, and they were like these bars.
Yeah, right.
These flavoured bars. Did you ever have those?
No.
No?
No.
They were really good. And do you know the other day in Aldi I saw a rip-off version of them, and I was like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, I've never had them. So I never used to like the LCM bars.
Oh, yeah.
I never liked them.
But do you no, neither. Did you used to like pick off just the chocolate bits and I'd never eat the bar?
So Mum would get them because she's like, oh, obviously it's a sweet treat. Kids are going to love these. I never liked them. They'd sit in the cupboard for months and we wouldn't touch them.
Really?
And also at Easter, we would get Easter eggs, my sister and I.
Yeah.
And they would sit there for 12 months and we'd throw them in the bin. We wouldn't eat them.
See, that's where we differ, and I'm really hurt by that statement.
We would literally... And then Mum stopped buying us Easter eggs because we just wouldn't eat them. And we wouldn't be worried. We used to get the sugar eggs.
Okay.
Do you know this?
I know what you're saying. They weren't my favourite. Those would be the ones that I'd eat them as the last resort. I'd get through all the good stuff, and then I'd be like, oh, okay, the sugar. But when I say I got through all the good stuff, we got through it. We cleared that in a couple of days.
No.
How much chocolate were you getting?
Only like a couple of eggs, like a bunny and like an egg.
I'm hurt by that. I'm really hurt. I don't know.
We didn't treat ourselves.
Wow.
But now.
No. I mean, I was the girl going to shops and like hiding condensed milk under my bed. Like I was the girl that loved the
anything sweet.
Anything sweet. Like loved sweets.
No, so like I remember clear as day, Mum being like, "You don't eat your eggs.
Wow.
I'm not buying them anymore." And then we're like, "Can we get the sugar ones?" And then they got hard to find. Like I haven't seen one for ages, but I haven't really looked at it.
But then again, for Easter, like we don't go out and buy chocolate eggs.
Don't actively go out and
we're not doing that. So
sneaky packet of the crunchy Cadbury eggs.
We do get
throw them in the trolley.
Sneaky. They are very good.
Yeah, hide them down.
We do like them. We do like that. So I used to have these like ice blocks, and they were called Bugs ice blocks, and it was like an ice block with little Bugs lollies in the ice block.
No, I've never had them.
Please, other people will have to remember them because I loved them, and they don't exist anymore, but it was literally just like an icy pole, well, like a circle icy pole, like a cylinder icy pole, with like Bugs bits in them, but they were like Bugs lollies.
They were like the icy poles that were like the two tubes.
No, they were just like an ice block, just in a paper thing, and then you just like an ice block, on a stick,
yeah, right. So because I was thinking they were like the kablooey, the kablooey icy poles. They were unbelievable.
Kablooey, that has just
like
blown my mind.
They were so
they
good.
were so good.
Little Skatepark Rats used to go straight to the shops.
Yes. Kablooies. And you twist it and you'd be like, here you go, you have one, I have the other. But I don't remember them being easy to twist. I remember really struggling.
Yeah, we used to just get them to cut at the cafe.
Oh, okay.
You get a snippet.
Yeah, true. That's probably the better form. Treno doesn't remember these, but I do. So I really hope other people do. But I know my sister will. They're called Incredi Bites. Please Google it, because I feel like the picture, if someone would have said to me, oh, do you remember Incredi Bites? I'd be like, I don't know what you're speaking about. And then you see the packaging and you're like, now I remember it. They were like these, like wheat coated with like chocolate filled, wheat coated little bites, pieces. And they were in like this green packet. And I remember I'd open my lunch, and if that was packed, I'd be like, well, it's a great day. Because I've got Incredi Bites.
Doesn't matter what goes on now.
It doesn't matter.
Winning.
It doesn't matter if I don't get the parallel bars when I try and run. Because I used to love the parallel bars. We used to run as soon as we could go out to the field. Yeah. We'd run like all my friends, and we'd try and bags the parallel bars because that was our favourite. Anyway.
Little lunch.
Oh, little lunch. Big lunch. Because we used to do. Anyway,
no hat, no play.
Yeah, I do.
What about handball?
I loved handball, but I wasn't really good at it.
I remember just like scoffing your lunch down or throwing it in the bin and saying you're finished so you could get to the handball courts first.
Yeah.
Then like you try and stay in all lunch.
Yeah, that'd be so good.
So fun.
So good. But yeah, anyone who remembers Incredi Bites, like please let me know because
I've never heard of them.
They were so good. Well, this is something Trent remembers.
Yeah.
I don't remember these. You tell me.
Called Tasty Tubes. So they are virtually just your Cheezels, but a different brand. I think they were just like a cheap knockoff brand, but they were pretty good.
I don't remember them.
Nothing out of the ordinary, really. They were literally a Cheezel. They're just exactly the same as a Cheezel. I think they are like maybe an Aldi brand or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to have a lot of these memories are more just like school lunches or school like when you were younger.
Yeah, the lolly ones for me are like from when I used to work at the cafe.
Yeah, when you used to, yeah. So there was, there used to be these lollies, and they were lollipops, and they'd be like, they were like condensed sherbet pops, and it'd be like the blue and the pink at the top, like It'd be like this little...
Yeah, they had like a little UFO on top of them.
Yeah, and it would be like the blue and the pink, and then there'd be the yellow and the orange. And there were these little Lollipops, but I don't know what their name is, and I can't remember. I cannot find them anyway, what they're called.
I remember them from when my sister played netball. And they used to have them in the little canteen there. And that was like the treat.
Yeah, when I played touch football in school, like
yeah,
that.
Like I don't know. They always at like events like that.
Yes, and they were literally like 10 cents, 15 cents for this, and you'd get down. It would be like a paper stick.
Yeah,
it was like a cardboard stick.
Plastic.
No, it was because. Correct, it was ahead of its time, and honestly they need to bring it back. It probably does exist, but because we don't go look for, like, you know how you'd go and you'd get a bag of Red Clouds, or like how good were Red Clouds. Red Clouds were so good. Oh yeah,
3 for $10.
Someone gave me a blue cloud at work and I ate it and I was like, oh, that's because I love clouds.
Just
like I loved clouds.
Straight back to childhood memory.
Yeah, it was so good. But then I was like, oh, thank you, ran to a meeting. And then I came out of the meeting and they're like, Brooke, your tongue is so blue. And I was just sitting in the meeting, like, fully talking. And they would have been like, she has the bluest tongue.
Little blue tongue lizard.
Probably no one noticed it. But it was really funny because as soon as I came out of the meeting, the first thing she said to me was, you have the bluest tongue. And then I just opened and it was just all blue. Like, it wasn't like that's a faded blue. That was a proper blue. Like, I was giving, like, blue tongue lizard a run for its money. So, anyway.
Dick Smith, he was throwing a few good things around in the food industry for a while. He had Aussie Mite. Yeah,
so Dick Smith, do they still make... unless I don't see... Is he gone? Like, is he not a thing? Because remember how he had, like, Dick Smith Electrical, didn't he, as well?
Gone.
Is that gone? Okay.
I don't know whether someone bought that out. I can't remember if there was something bad that happened to him. Like, as in, like... political controversy. I can't remember. I think something like that might have happened and destroyed that. But yeah, he had Aussie Mite. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I really liked Aussie Mite. I love basically any mite. I mean, obviously Vegemite is the OG. It trumps all. But underneath it, you can they're still edible. Like the Pro Mites, Aussie Mite was good. Yeah. What else is there? Pro Mite? Wasn't there another? My dad was saying it to me. I can't remember. No, it's all good.
Nah.
Okay. So, the first time I ever got properly drunk.
Oh, God.
Properly drunk when I was a teenager. I mean, of age. It was Elevate. Please.
Yeah, everyone knows them. Elevate or Pulse. Oh, so I knew it as Pulse.
No, but they were different though.
So was Elevate like the cheaper version?
Whatever was the cheapest. I thought Elevate was the cheapest, Elevate Pulse. But they were like this yellow, lime green kind of drink. And it was an energy drink with alcohol. I don't know actually what the alcohol is. I literally had 2 and I was drunk. And I remember being like, whoa, like this is what drinking is.
Shaz told me don't drink energy drinks.
Really?
With alcohol. Naughty.
Yeah, but Shaz and Gaz raised you right. They were like, no energy drink. They called you out on it. And here I am. I didn't know. No energy.
Jaeger bombs all weekend.
So they told you no, but it didn't. Okay. That's good to know. But yeah, Pulse and Elevate, like, where are they? Because they were... I remember you could buy a 4-pack and I swear it was like $9.
I think I've seen Pulse around still. Like, I think they're still a thing.
Because if we could still get Pulse, I would actually like to buy a cheeky one. No, I'd like to experience it again. I feel like I'd really enjoy it.
Take you back to the times you nearly died in the paddock.
Yeah, I'd really enjoy it. I want to try it. Okay. Right. At school, you're in the canteen. Okay, let's go back. Go back to school.
Yep. Little flat brim. Skater shoes.
You got your DCs on or your etnies. Yep, you got your Dickies. For me, it was it was all about the etnies. You're going up to the tuck shop and you see the big slush puppy machine, and you were like, "Yes, can I please?" And it was great because you could choose all your flavours. So there was like all the pumps lined up.
So you had one of these at school?
Yeah, but it was in the canteen, in the tuck shop.
I don't think we had one.
We definitely did. But this is primary school. This is before like all the strict, because my high school that I went to had one red day a year, and red day was where you could have like chocolate milk and stuff like that. We had like a very healthy...
We had sausage rolls, pizzas...
I went to your high school for a year, so I do know
No,
what that's like. My dad would be like, here's $20, I'd go and buy myself a Twix for lunch. Like, you could get anything.
$20 for one Twix?
No, but, you know, you could... Well, he did give me $20 for lunch, but... Yeah, but you could...
a pulse.
And
Chris,
I'm done.
That's what happened.
Yeah, but Slush Puppies were so great. And I'm sure they're still out there. Like, I'm sure Slush Puppies is still a thing in some, you know, like, I know...
I think they're in convenience stores.
Yeah.
I remember seeing them
yeah.
in, like, your little ones, like Night Owl, is it? Yeah, Night Owls.
Oh, really?
I've seen them in Night Owl.
Isn't there a Night Owl up the road here?
Yeah.
I would love to go get a Slush Puppy after this.
They're very icy compared to, like, a frozen Coke.
I think that's why I like them better, because it's chunky. Like, they're actually like a slushie. How a slushie should be.
Big frozen bits.
Yeah. It absolutely... I really enjoy it. I loved Slush Puppies. And the blueberry, strawberry, so good. So good. Alright. On to the next. So flashback, we're switching lanes just for a bit, because in my researching, my brain just went back to like us in high school.
As kids, yeah.
Yeah, and the phones we used to have. And I just remember I was like, I always wanted this phone, and it was the hip top. Is it hip top?
So is that the one that slides up?
There was slide up, or it was the flip. There was the hip top, so that there was a hip top slide, or the hip top, whatever it was, the hip top, and it used to flick around. One of my friends in school, she had the hip top, and it would flick around. And I just remember being like, "Oh, she's killing it."
She's made it.
And because I was over here with my Motorola Razr, so still opening my phone, and she's over here flicking.
Like a peasant. Just peasant opening up.
Well, what phone did you have in high school?
In high school, I had... Remember those Nokias that slid? The slide Nokias? Like, they slid up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they had like a colour screen. That was legit. But they were such a brick still. They were so thick.
Yeah.
Had them... what else? I think I had a thin, like one of those thin flip Motorola's.
Oi, how good was a Nokia 3315 or 3310?
Yeah, everyone started out there.
Yeah. And Snake?
Yeah,
Snake on the phone. That was so good. I was obsessed with Snake, and we used to, like, my girlfriends would come over after school, and we'd have competitions of Snake, and we'd sit there and we'd be like, okay, what level are you up to? What have you gone through? And it would just be like, and you'd get to the end where the snake would be taking up the whole thing, and you couldn't. And I remember one of my friends, I never got to this level. Like, I feel like I was always a basic bitch at games, but she got to the level where she couldn't, the snake was as big as it could be. So it ate, like, she ended up eating herself. Oh, wait, so... Because she took up the whole screen.
So if you can take the whole screen, it can actually it'll just eat itself.
Well, because it was the whole screen, right? And then it went to, and it was itself. It was on itself. It did. That was the game over, and she, like, won it. And I was like...
Did it, like, celebrate? Or they didn't have celebration? They just, like, win. And then starts again.
I actually don't remember that part, but I remember just being like, wow, like, you're really
I feel like it'll just come
amazing.
up on the screen, like, win. And then you're like, wow, I've just... And then it's it. Start again with one dot.
Yeah, she was really skillful, though. I remember, like, she was real good at sport and stuff like that. So, like, she's really good at game. I should check in. I wonder if she
could be a pro gamer.
Pro gamer. Okay. Oh well. But I mean, yeah, the phones, honestly, so good. So good. Another after school snack was double dip. You don't remember this, but
I think that might have been a bit old.
Yeah, but double dip was so good. So it was like you could get cherry or orange, all these different flavors, and it was like a hard candy stick, and then you'd have all the sherbet in a different pouch, and then you'd get the candy stick, lick it, dip it in the sherbet, and then you'd...
Was it popping?
No, it was just sherbet, I think.
The popping candy one was sick.
No, it wasn't.
I can't remember what that was.
Oh, it was so good though. And the cherry was always my favourite, because it's weird though, because I don't actually like cherry flavoured. I do like cherry flavoured, but not a lot of cherry flavoured things. This was so good. So good. And that's another petition I would like to start up, is to bring these back.
The double
because
dip.
Double dip. And I need to fire them back up because you need to experience that.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever had one.
They were really messy though, so like I feel like
they'd be like really, really sweet, like really
you
fake
wouldn't
sweet.
like it.
Yeah.
Actually, now I'm thinking about it, I'm going back. I'm doing a 180 on what I just said, because you wouldn't like it because you get really sticky. Like, I don't care about having sticky hands. You hate having sticky hands.
The other thing that I loved as a kid was Cobbers, and this came from working in the cafe. Shout out to Tamara and her parents, and Jay's actual grandparents.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they used to have Cobbers, and they're just a little caramel.
They're
caramel with a chocolate coating.
Yeah. So they're like
hard, and you got to chew it. Oh, they're unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think I bought a box of them once, like a full box.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't have those on my list, because they would have been good.
They were unbelievable.
Yeah.
They'd definitely still sell them.
Aren't they just like a fantail?
I think they were bigger.
Are they? I don't know, but how good is a fantail?
Yeah,
Going to the movies.
Good.
Question: do they make them so chewy? Because you know how they're like a movie thing. Because even on the wrapper, there's like facts about them. And it's like the fantail. Do they make them so chewy so you don't speak in the movie theater? Because they are so ridiculously chewy. That's another lolly that would rip out my braces.
You'd hear people slapping their gums though.
Yeah, but you can't handle that. You can't handle that.
Another alcohol. So alcohol for me, this came from my dad years ago. He used to drink a beer called 303 Ice Gold. It was just like...
I've never heard of this.
I don't know. I'd say it was a pretty cheap, terrible tasting beer.
Yeah,
but it used to taste pretty good. I liked it. I got on board for a while and then stopped. So obviously it was no good.
Yeah.
Probably like a Foster's.
Because Foster's, you said, still exists, but
Foster's
we don't...
still exists, but yeah. I don't think anybody's drank it for the last 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
Not in Queensland anyway.
Yeah, true. We do want to do another podcast, flashbacks, but we want to focus it on old memories of like old movies, old TV shows.
Kid shows.
More so old kid shows, because like things like Postman Pat and stuff like that, where you're
Fireman Sam.
Oh, Fireman Sam.
There's so many.
Postman Pat, banger.
Yeah.
Postman Pat. He was living it. Postman Pat. Postman Pat. Postman Pat. With his black and white cat. That's it.
Yeah, the little cat.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, that'll be upcoming, I think.
Yeah, so please send us through your favourite childhood TV shows. Because there's so many. At this
stage, we still don't have a podcast Instagram.
We need to make that.
I think we might just run our standard, like our personal ones. If I can figure out how to edit something, I might even put them in here somewhere. Try and edit that in there.
I want it on every time I've done that, please.
Oh, God. That'll be a challenge.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so if you've got any ideas for like old shows that you remember as a kid, or anything that just pops into your mind from listening to this, hit us up on Trenogram or Brooklyn.
Smallwood. Yeah, just Trenogram.
Yeah.
Go over to Trenogram, much easier.
Yeah.
But that's it from us.
That's about it for this week.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, comment, tell us what you think. Take it easy on the criticism for our first vid, please.
And those who are listening audio only, please follow.
Yeah.
And thank you so much.
And we'll see you next week.
See you guys.
See ya.